In the mountains of Jalisco, silence doesn't last long. There are places in Mexico where the government rarely goes. Places controlled not by elected officials, but by men with rifles, armored convoys, and billions of dollars in drug money. And on February 22, 2026, that silence was broken. In the early hours of February 22, 2026, Mexican security forces launched one of the most daring operations of the decade, targeting the head of the country's most violent cartel. This wasn't just another raid. This was a strike at the heart of an empire. But what happened next changed the security situation in Mexico almost overnight. This is the story of El Mencho, the Jalisco New Generation cartel, and the chaos that followed. Before the gunfire, before the burning highways, before the panic, there was one man. El Mencho, born Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes, was the longtime leader of the Cartel Jalisco Nueva Generacion, one of the most powerful and dangerous criminal organizations in the world. Under his command, CJNG expanded from regional drug trafficking into a transnational empire supplying cocaine, fentanyl, and methamphetamine, and engaging in extortion, money laundering, and widespread violence. The CJNG didn't rise quietly. They rose violently. Public executions, drone attacks, convoys of armored trucks rolling through rural towns like a private army. International authorities even designated CJNG as a terrorist organization due to its reach and brutality. And at the center of it all, a man who almost never appeared in public. El Mencho was a ghost. Until that night, deep in the hills of Tapalpa, a luxury property sat hidden behind trees and security layers. Surveillance had been building for weeks. Signals intelligence, human sources, whispers of movement. Then came the order. On February 22nd, Mexican army units, backed by U.S. intelligence, surrounded a luxury villa in Tapalpa, Jalisco, believed to be El Mencho's hideout. Helicopters cut through the sky. Troops moved in from multiple angles. What happened next, according to official reports, was chaos. According to official reports, the cartel kingpin attempted to flee through nearby woods and was fatally shot in the ensuing firefight. Gunfire echoed through the hills. Smoke, shouting, confusion. In total, 7 cartel members, including El Mencho, died during the operation. If true, it would be the most significant blow to CJNG in its history. But the night wasn't over. It was just beginning. Cartels do not lose quietly. And within hours, the response began. Within hours, CJNG affiliates and allied criminal groups launched one of the largest retaliatory responses seen in Mexico in years. Highways erupted. Vehicles were set on fire. Roads and highways were blocked. Gas stations, bank branches, and even airport precincts saw attacks and chaos. Flames lit up the night sky. Thick black smoke swallowed entire intersections. Convoys were ambushed. Gun battles broke out across multiple states. Official figures suggest more than 70 people died in the clashes, including at least 25 members of Mexico's National Guard and dozens of suspected cartel fighters, with blockades reported across more than a dozen states. This wasn't just revenge. It was a message. We are still here. When cartels fight the state, civilians pay the price. Civilians in major urban centers, especially in Puerto Vallarta and Guadalajara, were caught in the crossfire. Transportation halted. Flights were canceled. Residents were ordered to shelter in place as local authorities struggled to restore order. Tourists filmed smoke from hotel balconies. Parents rushed to pick up children from schools. Airports shut down. Tourism businesses warned that unrest could drive tourists away from Mexico during a critical period ahead of major international events like the FIFA World Cup in June. The economic shockwaves were immediate, but the deeper shock was psychological. If the most powerful cartel leader in Mexico could fall, what comes next? History tells us something important. When a king falls, the throne does not stay empty. The death of a cartel's figurehead does not automatically end the cartel. El Mencho's organization was deeply entrenched, decentralized, and highly adaptable. CJNG wasn't built on one man. It was built on cells, regional commanders, financial networks, weapon pipelines. Experts warn that such a leadership vacuum could spark internal power struggles, multiple lieutenants and local bosses competing for control, leading to even more localized and unpredictable violence. And CJNG is not a traditional cartel. CJNG is also known for using advanced technology, drones adapted for surveillance and attacks, encrypted communications, and social media propaganda networks, making it more resilient than traditional kingpin-led groups. This is modern organized crime. Structured, connected, digital. Removing the head doesn't always kill the body. Sometimes it makes it more dangerous. Mexico responded with force. Mexico has deployed thousands of additional troops to quell the unrest and re-establish control. Convoys filled the highways. Checkpoints multiplied. Arrests followed. But experts caution something deeper. But analysts caution that focusing only on leaders won't solve the deeper problem of cartel violence, which is fueled by structural issues including poverty, corruption, and international drug demand. The drug trade is global. The money flows north. The weapons flow south. The violence stays in the middle. Long-term strategy must combine social programs, law enforcement reform, and international cooperation. Without that, the cycle continues. El Mencho's fall may weaken one command structure, but it could strengthen another. Rivals could move in. Fragmentation could spark turf wars. Violence could spread to new regions. And the underlying criminal networks that power Mexico's drug trade remain intact. This could be a turning point, or it could be the beginning of something worse. This moment may be a turning point, but not the end, in Mexico's ongoing battle with cartel violence. Because in the world of cartels, power never disappears. It only shifts. If you want a deeper breakdown of how cartel power structures operate, who could fill El Mencho's shoes, and what this means for Mexico and the US, subscribe and watch out for more true crime stories.